This is Changelog 3 for Heist, the third in my series of videos about what's changed and what's new in the game this week. Last week I talked about how I'd been laying the groundwork for making a start on the actual Heist game mode plugin this week, by tidying up a lot of the code for the multiplayer deathmatch plugin into helper libraries so that the code could be reused in other plugins. This week I was doing much the same thing but for user interface code. So the deathmatch has a couple of useful UI components which you can see here. In the bottom right is the health indicator which shows shields, armor level and health. In the center is the reticule which obviously shows where the gun is pointing, the current accuracy of the gun, the fire mode and the ammunition status. And finally in the top left is a very basic list of everything that's in your inventory. Of course these are all things that I might want in other game modes and they simply weren't reusable how they were written before. The big feature this week is an entirely new UI system which is both easy to use and very extensible. Anyone writing a new user interface plugin can really rapidly build a new user interface, and every new element that they write can be reused in other UIs, and it can all mix together. On top of that, a plugin could just replace a single UI element. So for example, if you don't like my reticule, but you do like my health indicator, that's fine. You can install a new plugin which replaces the reticule but not the health, and all of a sudden the deathmatch user interface will start showing the reticule. This opens up the path to incredibly customizable user interfaces in the game, and I'd really like to revisit this in the future to support some kind of in-game UI editor so you can add and remove components and drag them around and customize your UI however you like. That would be really cool. If you're interested in the details on how I achieved all of this, check out the Under the Hood section in the accompanying blog post. Here you can see the results of all of this work. Previously I was showing off the deathmatch user interface, and now I'm showing off the Heist user interface. So first off you can see that in the center it's using exactly the same reticule as the deathmatch, which demonstrates the same thing being used in multiple user interfaces. Across the top we have the notification system, which is where the game can display arbitrary messages to the user. Both short-term things like, you picked up this type of gun, as well as longer-term things like, your current objective is to do X. There's also a hint system on the right, which is currently invisible, which shows really short-term things like, press E to interact with this thing. Of course that's not visible, because the game isn't showing any hints right now. That's it for this week. If you'd like to keep up with the latest news on the project, you can follow me on Twitter as Martin D. Evans. You can follow my development blog at martindevans.me, or of course you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.